Well, that was better than I expected. So I saw Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. And, this is a sequel to the Robin Williams classic from the 90s. I think it was 1995 or 1996. Anyway, and I was going into this movie, I was very, very skeptical. I love Jumanji, and Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors ever, rest in peace. And, I was kind of hesitant because I wanted to find out it was going to be a video game. I immediately wrote it off. I'm like, okay, this is going to be stupid. Screw this movie. But then I actually saw the extended trailer and I saw that, the board game turns into a video game. I'm like, okay, that's actually kind of clever. Might watch this movie actually with a little bit more intent. And then I saw Nick Jonas was in it, and I'm like, well, we'll have to wait and see. So what is this movie about? Well, four teenagers, they get the attention for all various reasons, and it's kind of like a whole Breakfast Club thing where it's four people from different social classes. They meet together, and they come across this. They come across this game. It says Jumanji. Let's play it. So they plug it into a TV, and they get to work, and then they all select their different characters, and they go into there, and they get sucked into the game, and then that's where the adventure starts. That stars The Rock, Karen Gillan, which, by the way, I'm glad she's actually getting work. She's a very good actress, and I'm actually glad that she's getting this high-profile work. Jack Black and Kevin Hart. And I'll say this right now, Jack Black steals the show. He's supposed to be, himself, but he's supposed to act like a teenage girl, and no one pulls a teenage girl off better than Jack Black. He is the best character in the entire movie. It is so funny to watch him act like that. And then you have The Rock, who he's the person that's inside of him is this nerdy guy that's really socially awkward. And then Kevin Hart plays Kevin Hart. He plays the same character he plays in literally every movie he's in. And they have Karen Gillan, who is she's a badass. She's supposed to be this kind of socially awkward girl, but she's an absolute badass. Her character name is Ruby Roundhouse. And I thought that was interesting. And the other thing is, one thing I like about this, it's a video game movie, but it's not based on a video game. They actually address certain things that I think are a little different. For example, the guy that's the kid that's inside The Rock is this big gamer, and he says, he's an NPC, he's a non-player character. Basically, he's just this regular person that's part of the game. You can't interact with him. He always has the same automated responses and blah blah blah. And then there's a part where they go, "Why are we in a flashback?" He goes, "This must be a cutscene. You can't skip these." They reference video games in this. I actually find this kind of funny, and it was actually really interesting to watch. Now, what I not like about this movie, the villain, for one, his name is Van Pelt, so it's a throwback to the original, and it's one of many Easter eggs. He is incredibly weak as a villain. You don't take, honestly, I never took him seriously as a villain ever. I never saw him threatening or anything. It was a bore. I never really liked that. And there are parts where this movie just dragged on, and Nick Jonas did fine, but really, Nick Jonas of all people, Nick Jonas, you couldn't get someone better for that role. Like I said, he wasn't anything special, and he wasn't terrible, but you could have taken Nick Jonas out and swapped him with anyone. You could put Miles Teller in that role, and it would have been just fine. Honestly, that's just the whole thing of there's really Nick Jonas added nothing to this movie, and I thought having him in the movie was just dumb. And I thought the ending could have been better. It wrapped up just fine, and this movie is very, very predictable, but it's not a terrible movie. I still enjoyed it, and the thing is, the one thing I was worried about was whether it was going to tarnish the original, and there aren't that many references to the original, which I'm actually kind of glad about. It's kind of refreshing. There are subtle hints to it, which I'm like, oh, hey, that's actually pretty cool. But other than that, it's its own movie, and that's what that movie did well, is it made itself its own movie. I give this movie a 7 out of 10. It's interesting, it's fun, has a good concept, and it actually is really, really, really funny. I actually commend this movie with the humor that it has. And if you're a fan of Jumanji, you might be disappointed, but if you actually want a movie to see this. Oh, and by the way, this movie clearly needed to be released in the summer. Why the hell was it released in December? It takes place in a jungle. Release it in the summer. That was dumb. But anyway, I think honestly, most people will enjoy this movie and they'll have a good time with it. All right, thank you everyone for watching my review. If you want to watch my last one, it is over here. And click my face right down below and subscribe. That'd be awesome. I upload at least once a week. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.